Hi and welcome to day 36 of a year of living sincerely. I just got back from the Cincinnati Race for the Cure, and it was my 4th year in a row to do it. My first year to run it. I think we ran it 3.43 in 30.54, something like that. Although my GPS is a little flaky, so you can't really trust it, but it's somewhere around there, give or take. Which is not a bad clip. But yeah, it was really fun. My friend C and I did it together. We've done all the Race for the Cures together since I got diagnosed. And the first one we did together, she established the team, Team Evanshire, for me. And all my friends walked it with me. And it was 2 weeks after my mastectomy, which was kind of a big deal. Still is kind of a big deal when I think about it, because I have no idea how I made it to the finish line. By the time I did make it to the finish line, they had already deflated it. That's how long it took me to get there. But it was all good because I just walked over it. And yeah, I think I can only chalk it up to the adrenaline of being with my friends. I was kind of high on my friends and all of their support and love. And also, I'm pretty sure I was probably still high on some pain meds because I was still in recovery. But I did make it, and I made it today running it, which was really, really cool. Next year, I'm hoping to do the 10K, and that'll be cool too, because I've been practicing for 10Ks in order to practice for the half marathon that I want to do. So yeah, you can see my number, 963, all divisible by 3. I love the number 3s. You know, I have my 3 here, and the reason is because of my 3 kids. But also, I don't know if you've seen this. Don't know if you can see it, but I also have a 3-leaf clover, because I know they call 4-leaf clovers lucky, but I think luck should be a lot easier to get, so I prefer 3-leaf clovers because you can find them anywhere, and I think that's how common luck should be. So yeah, I thought I'd show you my shirt. Oh, first, let me not forget to show you my medal, because I won. But I love to do this every year when I get my shirt. I write all my friends and fellow cancer warriors on my shirts. I really don't want you to ever get on my shirt. I love all the people on my shirt, but I don't want you to get cancer. And I don't know if you can see the back, but for my friend Vanessa, I wrote, "Live sincerely." Because I wanted everybody, you know, since I was running and running fast, I wanted everybody to see that and get that message about living sincerely. And down here, unfortunately, I've lost a lot of people to this bitch of a disease. And I mean, I run for these people, and I run in memory and in honor of these people. So yeah, I thought maybe as a little special thing, I'd read a little bit about that first Race for the Cure that I did right after my mastectomy from my book, Shaken Not Stirred, a Chemo Cocktail. It's chapter 17, is called I Run. September 15th, 2008. It had been almost a month since Dr. Stahl had said the C word to me. It had been almost 2 weeks since she had saved my life by cutting into my body and removing the damn spots. I stood in front of the mirror and scanned my scars. This mirror, in fact. My chest still looked a bit like Frankenstein, but not as bad as when I had the stitches zipping from armpit to armpit. I know the stitches sewed me back together and all, but I felt a whole lot better after Rita, yes, Rita, unstitched me. I'd never had stitches before, so I was scared silly that it was going to hurt. It was 5 o'clock by the time I got to Dr. Stahl's office, but I'd already taken a Valium before I left home. That's how nervous I was about the unstitching. It was a waste of Valium. I didn't need it. It didn't hurt. Far from coming unglued, I just counted down the stitches till there were none. I was so relieved to reach this particular mile marker. See if I can adjust the light a little bit. My philosophy is that if you celebrate the small stuff, you have a reason to have a party every day. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere, you know. It was a small step, but it was forward, and I knew that every step I took, no matter how small, left my mastectomy in those damn spots further behind me. I had my game face on as I dressed in front of the mirror that morning for Cincinnati's 2008 Race for the Cure. Could it be any clearer where my life was now heading? It was practically written on the mirror. With my mastectomy in the rear view, the damn spots in the dust, chemo up ahead, and the cure at the finish line, I stared Frankenstein down and got ready for the race. On my marks? Exactly. Get ready. I took a deep breath before I attempted my first impossible thing before breakfast that morning, to raise my hands above my head in order to put on my pink Survivor t-shirt. I secretly wondered if I was even technically counted as a survivor yet, since chemo was in the next leg of my race, and I hadn't exactly survived that yet. I was such a newbie. But I had a pink shirt to put on, and it said Survivor on it, in all caps. I was a survivor. I am a survivor. I rubbed down my scars with vitamin E cream and suited up. Get set. My friend Selena had set up Team Evanshire for me sometime around my bra burning. I went into training right after my mastectomy. At first, I was lucky to make it down my street to the cul-de-sac and back. Also, lucky for me was the fact that Selena's house was on my route. Her front porch was my halfway mark. It was also my very own oasis. Selena lives 7 houses down, or about 700 feet. So yeah, most of my training was rather rigorous, short-distance intervals. Exactly a week before the race, I threw my glove down in the ring along with my hat and did 2 miles. It was a very leisurely and obviously untimed 2 miles. The day before the race, I decided to throw down another 2 miles. This time we clocked it. 50 minutes. 25-minute miles. I was a bit out of shape since my college volleyball days when I used to run a 5:50 mile, but I tried to cut myself some slack since I had just had my boobs cut off, which I thought would make me more aerodynamic. But then again, like I said, I'm not very good at math. I wasn't really sure if I could actually make the whole 5K, but I was ready to give it a go. So I totally veni vidi vici'd it. No, I didn't exactly win, or for that matter, even technically run the race, but I finished it. I have no idea how, except for the grace of God and a little help from my friends. There was another survivor I'd seen at the start of the race who moved me as I began walking. Now she was a survivor. To me, she embodied racing for a cure. I didn't even try to keep up with her, but I followed her even if I was super slow at first. Everybody has to walk before they can run, just like my new superhero, Heather Rae, did years ago when cancer took her leg. But that didn't stop her, and there she was, walking all over cancer and blazing a trail. How could I not make it to the finish line with someone like that leading me? A funny thing happened on my way to the finish line, though. By the time I finally did make it to the finish line, it had run out of hot air and deflated. So I stood on it like I was the one who had taken it down. I walked right over it. I walked for hope. I walked to feel. I walked for the truth, for all that is real. And yes, I was channeling me some Melissa Etheridge. I walked, flanked by my friends and family who walked with me and for me. That's about as real as it gets. That's true love. I definitely felt the love that day. I made eye contact with hope. I walked for life and the cure. I walked in memory of my friend Sue. I don't know if you can see this picture. And yeah, Heather Rae's name's on my shirt. So, that's my book. It's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Shaken Not Stirred, a Chemo Cocktail by Jules Evans. It'd be awfully cool if you went into Barnes & Noble and asked them about my book. Maybe they would stock it. That would be super cool. And, ooh, I didn't realize we could see my closet. Peace out. Now go live sincerely, y'all.